Today on the channel, straight out of Dimension X, we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon edition of the Neutrinos. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon unboxing and review. And today, straight out of Dimension X, or as I like to call it, the FedEx truck, we've got the Neutrinos. But for all your NECA cartoon turtle needs, well, you better hit up Target, as that is the retail partner for these guys. But you can also get them pre-ordered sometimes, like I did with this one, on the NECA shop. Just got to follow NECA on social medias and all that kind of stuff. And of course, follow this channel, as I always alert everybody over on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, like, comment, subscribe on this very YouTube channel. So there it is. So without further ado, let's get talking all things Neutrinos. And of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And this is a 3-pack, which I'm glad they made it a 3-pack and not separate 2-packs. This works. These are very smaller characters, of course, the Neutrinos. And in all honesty, probably my least favorite cartoon episodes were the Neutrino ones. As a kid, you watch the same episodes over and over. This is before we had a million channels, all this kind of stuff. And you know, the Turtles, they'd have 20 episodes in a season. Well, they'd play through those, and throughout the time, you'd see a lot of reruns. And whenever the Neutrino reruns came on, I was like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch it again. So usually I would not. But, you know, G.I. Joe, I didn't care if it was rerun. I'm in. I'll watch it again. Over and over and over. Sometimes the same episode 3 times a day between my local Fox affiliate and good old WGN back in the day. The Neutrinos, I said, nah, I'm good. I don't need to see these episodes anymore. So, not the hugest fan of the Neutrinos, but I know some are. And at the end of the day, it's great to build your whole universe of the Turtles. And that's what this is here for. So, I'm all in on that. So, let's look at the packaging. Now, this is the familiar packaging, of course, to the Turtle line. We're used to this packaging. The gold, green, and gold. Big Oakland A's fans over there at NECA, of course, as we all know. Turtle logo. Beautiful, beautiful Turtle logo. The Neutrinos, little glamour shot action, of course. Big window box showing everything what's going on there. Then we got the whole crew on the side. And the rest of the crew on this side there. Quite the box set with all these guys in here and all their accessories and skateboards, whatever you want to call them. Hoverboard, whatever. But there we do have them on the back as well, and a little cross-sell action below. Got old Toka and Razor right there. Where is this pack? Supposedly, they said at San Diego Comic-Con, it is coming back out to Targets, because I have not seen this. Did not get onto that haul-a-thon, did not pick those up. We unboxed Super Bebop, Mighty Rocksteady on the channel, and of course the Pizza Monster, we unboxed him on the channel as well. But all in on these Turtles, you guys know me, so very good. No real blurb on the back, it's just that same old generic blurb we always see, so nothing too special there. Get these guys out, let's see what's going on in the old plastic prison for them. Ooh, we do get a little Dimension X scene back there, and they hate Dimension X, of course. They just like to party, like young teenagers like to do. They all like to party. They like to party hard like a young Municipal Waste, if you guys know Municipal Waste. But yeah, the Neutrinos, they're not about war, and we found that on their very boring episodes. Sorry to offend, but there it is. But there they are in the plastic prison, as usual. Tons and tons of pieces to unpack here. I'm going to take it offline. I'm going to get these all guys cut out, and we're going to be back talking all things Neutrinos. Alright, surf's up, and we're fresh out of Dimension X, as I got all the twist ties. There was a lot of tape, a lot of twist ties on this pack, as you can imagine. Tons of accessories and 3 characters, a lot to unpack. So let's start it off. Let's take a look at the accessories first. And man, there are so many hands here. And of course, when they get out of the thing, they all jumble up together. But it looks like all the hands are universal, so you can use it for the girl or the 2 boys. Choose your own adventure. But you got every single kind of way you want to do a hand. You got the gripping hands, of course. You even got fisted hands for the Neutrinos. They don't like to fight. They don't like war. But man, they'll throw a fist every once in a while, I guess. But you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra sets of hands. Choose your own hand adventure, as we always say here on the channel. One thing that I really do like, because these guys are very small, they do come with their own fig stands. Nice little clear stands for these guys. Wish all NECA figures came with their own stand. A little bit smaller diameter than the ones you can buy at Target, things like that. Very, very cool. Got 3 sets of stands here, so once again, you can have them on a stand if you are so inclined. But then, of course, you do get the skateboards, hoverboards, I guess more like it. And once again, these do come on clear stands as well, so I think that is really cool. I just stick right in there, just push them on in, and they're off to the races on the stands. Very, very awesome to get these, and these also double as a figure stand as they have stands here on these. Of course, this is the blue one. This would probably be for Zach, I would assume. I think they're all color-coded. Zach Attack, like young Saved by the Bell. Before Saved by the Bell was the thing, so there you go. But you guys get the blue here, you get the yellow across there, and then very mechanical looking at the bottom. All of these are the same on the bottom is my guess. That's the way it looks. This one would be what, Kayla. You got that going on. It's orange right here, and it's got a little wacky, like 80s. It almost looks like 90s, early 90s, late 80s kind of graphics on there. And then you got a really cool one right here that looks really good for old Dask. Nice look of the hoverboard here. So you get 3 hoverboards for these guys. Choose your own adventure. You want them standing on your sidewalk, or you want them hoverboarding around? I think they'll be hoverboarding around for me is kind of going to be my plan there. So continuing on with some of these accessories, now we get these crazy weapons and stuff. I don't remember what these weapons are called, but obviously futuristic, very Dimension X weapons here that they're using. Trying to get back home, things like that. We get those. We get communicators, all kinds of different technology things. Of course, Donatello could break all these down for us. I'm sure he could. But nice sculpting, nice cartoon accessories here, deep cut accessories. The extra love that NECA team does bring to us here. I can't even remember what this stuff is. I couldn't remember the name to save my life, but very, very cool accessories with those. Then you even get figure accessories. And I don't know if you can quite call these figures. I guess you can. This is what? Princess Tribble, I think was her name. And wasn't she like, she had like magical powers. Like the Neutrinos had powers when they were little or something like that. And then as they got older, their powers went away. There's something to be said about that. A lot of people think that is true in our world as well. Not just Dimension X, but also on the planet Earth. But yeah, you do have some of that. So you do get a little articulation. You get the arms and stuff. You can play a little patty cake with Princess Tribble. She's got a little bit of her version of Mohawk going on, a blonde one. She's looking up to the sky. She's sitting down there, got her diaper going on, a very Neutrinos diaper, looking good. But yeah, you got Princess Tribble right there. A cool add-on accessory as we build out the world. And then you got Grybix or something like that, the little furry, annoying sidekick that a lot of shows have, of course. So you got to have something like this. A bit of a babysitter, I think, to Princess Tribble. Got nice orange. Nice orange antennas going on up there, bright blue eyes. Just looks like a friendly guy you'd want to pet, like my old dog Lemmy. Just looks like a good old boy right there. So you got that. Now we got all the accessories out of the way. Let's break down these figures here. And let's take a look at Zach first. He was always so sassy. These guys thought they were so cool when they, like I said, weren't really as cool as they thought they were. I didn't think, at least. But you got Zach right here, and of course his blue hoverboard that we already talked about. Very Jetsons-esque. They reminded me a lot of like they stepped off the Jetsons. And if you remember the Jetsons, you remember the Jetsons. But that's what it always reminded me too a little bit with the Neutrinos. Kind of like a little rockabilly type look, a little Neutrinos Dimension X look, a little hodgepodge of different looks all brought together and very futuristic for the time. Crazy wild hair with the purple and the maroon going on. These are all one and done sculpts. They're not going to get the most out of these molds. You guys know that. Big old elf-like ears. They always kind of reminded me like Peter Pan too a little bit. Articulation-wise, you do got the arms that go around. A little bit of the articulation is limited by these big shoulder pads, I guess for a lack of a better term. Very 80s, of course. A lot of females wore those shoulder pads back in the day in the 80s. Had to be there, I guess. But then you get the arm articulation right at the elbow. Looks like this one's off to the side. So you got to always be careful with these. Always investigate which way you're turning. You know, you don't want to break one of these guys. You guys know how it goes. And we always recommend heating these guys up before you dig in on them. I never do, but I leave them in my house for quite some time. But we do have that. Hands removable, of course. And as usual, as you start moving the articulation around, a lot of paint chips falling off on the bodies here. You do get a hula hoop at the waist up top. And then you do get the legs side to side, pretty good stretch there. Double jointed knees, they are not pinless, unfortunately. And then you do get the ankle up and down, a little side to side as well, as more paint kind of chips off with these guys. But very, very bright and colorful. This one does have glasses. You can see his eyes behind him. I'm not sure if these are removable. I don't think they are. I am not going to press it and break these off and then just be really disappointed, so I'm not going to play too hard with it. But you can see his eyes underneath if you are looking for that. Good coloring here, a nice blue color throughout. I mean, a very sharp looking figure for what it is, but a very, very small figure as well. And of course, like I said, you can have him up on the hoverboard. He's off to the races. He's off to the party. So there's old Zach, and let's see how well he fits on one of these stands too, if I can get one of these stands. And I love these stands, like I said, and I love how small they are in diameter, because too many stands are really big. They take up a lot of room. I'd like to see more stands like this. NECA should just come out with stands like that for everybody, and he works perfectly on those stands. Next up, we'll do Kayla here. Once again, looking like a futuristic Judy Jetson to me. She does have the same articulation, and once again, you can just see that paint kind of flaking off here. That is NECA for you, man. Very, very small arms, small joints here. A little bit dangerous. These aren't for kids. Obviously, these aren't for your kids to play with, because I think a kid would mangle this in about 2 minutes here. But very, very futuristic. Once again, hairdo. A nice whip at the top here on the orange, and a little kind of hypnotizer right there is what it looks like. Bright blue eyes. Big, big ears, much like her brother, Zach. They were brother and sister, weren't they? Or were they just friends? I can't remember what they were. Green dress, some blue going on the piping, of course. Once again, very, very small joints at the leg, and yeah, barely even holding in. I just had moving her leg just a little bit, made the pin kind of come out just a hair. So, I don't know. These are great, but the articulation, these just look very, very fragile. They don't have a lot of weight to them. They're just not going to support a lot of stuff. So you got to be extra careful with these guys. Always say you got to be extra careful with all your NECA figures, but I would say these even more so. Man, that leg just kind of pops right out of the pin, and it's just not lining up good. I could heat it with a hairdryer. That's what I'm going to have to do, but boy, that's always a dangerous meeting, like a young merciful fate is what that is about. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Neutrinos running strong. She does have her nice watch going on. I guess not a watch. I forget what those things are called, but they look like watches, so we're going to count it as a watch. She does have those. Let's put her on a stand. I don't know. So far, these are okay, but much like the show, I'm just not a big Neutrinos fan. So probably, if I wasn't all in on the line, I don't know if I would be all in on these Neutrinos. And I don't even know if she's going to fit on the stand. Come on. There we go. I don't know. I got some articulation problems, and that leg is not helping. So I'm going to have to heat that one up, unfortunately. Dangerous times with the NECA. And we're going to finish it off with old Dask. He's got quite the hairdo on him as well. The purple and yellow attack going on right here. Very similar to the articulation-wise. You got to just see which way the arms move, because you don't want to break them off, that's for sure. And more paint falling off as well. Got the hula hoop, of course, on him. But, man, that head is striking. That big wave over the top, absolutely crazy. Looking very Peter Pan-esque like the other ones with the big ears. Good head movement on him. A big head for a small body. You get the black shoes going on. Very rockabilly, 1950s rockabilly shoes going on. How do the joints work on this one? Oh, my gosh. It's so dangerous. This paint just kind of crumbles on. Man, yeah, I'm going to hit these guys. I usually don't hit the hairdryer with these. They usually sit at room temperature for a couple of days. I don't know if that can help these guys. Just with the super small articulation, just makes it really, really hard to get these guys the way I think you want them to go. I'm going to put him on a stand as well, see how all three of these guys look together. And I don't know. It's like one foot fits for one and not the other. Man, he's not fitting on a stand. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here, guys. I mean, it's not good if you don't fit with the stand you came with. And these definitely are not going to fit on a ringside stand. The peg hole is so small on these, there's no choice. But, man, you have to have stands. Their hairdos are so top-heavy, they'll just knock over on you. So you got to be extra careful on those. A little comparison here. How about a little Ninja Turtle comparison? We'll grab Zach's. They're about the same size, but definitely nowhere near as beefy as the Turtles are, as you can kind of see right there. And then we got Shredder off to the side, of course, the cartoon Shredder. Pretty good comparisons there, so you can kind of see those height differences. Definitely smaller figures. I do appreciate that NECA put these in a 3-pack with extra accessories. It just looks better, and I would hate to have to buy two 2-packs of these. It wouldn't feel right for the price point these are at, around, you know, 50, 55 bucks, depending where you're at. So this did work for me. Even if they aren't my favorite, I can still respect the army and universe building we got going on here. And not every single one of those is going to be a home run for Kyle, like the Neutrinos here. They can go back to Dimension X for all I care. That's just young, angry Kyle talking right there is what that is. But a very interesting pickup, a very interesting set, but what do you guys in YouTube land think about this one? Easy pass, easy pickup. Did they annoy you as a kid watching? Man, they annoyed the heck out of me, like I said, and I gotta think there's somebody that's gonna back me up on that one. Let me know in the comments down below. And you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit up the old notifications, because we got everything Turtles on the channel, including a million other videos. So it's all going down here on the YouTube channel. I'd love it if you would subscribe. And of course, you can also find videos like this much earlier on my Patreon, link in the description below. Bonus content, exclusive content. Don't forget the giveaways, and also the best way to support the channel over on the Patreon. You can also support at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, pick up your very own Turtle Anxiety t-shirt, as we're back to Turtle Anxiety times after San Diego Comic-Con and all those announcements. Holy cow, and there she goes. She's down for the count, Kayla. But hit it up with the old Pro Wrestling Tees. Then you can also follow along at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for the Neutrinos, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.